Is this thing on? I think so. Okay. Hi, everybody. It is me. I'm back. I'll bet you were wondering when I was going to make my way back here again. All right. I am doing another collab today. It is being put together and hosted by the wonderful Joan from Joan's Pointed Plate and also Amanda Lewis. Please go check them both out. And we are going to list everybody on this collab below. I hope you have a wonderful time, as much as I will, going through each and every one of them. And if you're not subscribed to some of them, or all of them, consider doing so, because it's really nice to have, these resources available to you when you're on this journey. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. I chose to make some really easy things for my brunch recipe, because if I'm making brunch, not only for myself, but for other people, I want it quick. I want to be able to make a large amount, and I want it to be pretty darn tasty. So let's get started. I chose Bran Muffins and a wonderful peach parfait.
Hi everybody. All right, let's get started. I'm going to show you what I chose to make here. It seems kind of basic, but really there's a reason why. I have chosen to make for this brunch recipe here moist bran muffins. I loved baked goods, and I always want to find something that is going to be a little healthier for me. So one reason why I chose this recipe is because I seem to have all of these ingredients at any time in my Weight Watcher friendly kitchen. And so here is the nutritional information. There's 105 calories per each muffin. So you can essentially have two and still be under 300 calories, have some egg white, have some fruit, there you go, or some yogurt. I took this out of this book, Taste of Home, Diabetes Family Friendly Cookbook. I love Taste of Home recipe, but those recipes tend to be higher in sugar and fat. So anytime I find a diabetic friendly cookbook, it's usually a lot lower in sugar, fat, and has a lot better points for Weight Watchers. Just a little tip there. So let me show you what goes in here. First of all, we're going to have 2 cups of this Fiber One All-Bran cereal. I really love this stuff because it's lightly sweet, yet my favorite part of all this is, look, 0 grams of added sugar. Now, another favorite part is, look at the fiber. You have 13 insoluble fibers. So if you're worried about having a little higher carb content, don't worry too much, because it's not going to stick around with 13 grams of insoluble fiber. That's awesome. And a half a cup is 2 SP. That's another video. But anyway, we're going to start with 2 cups of that, 1 cup of plain yogurt, fat-free yogurt. I use Fage Greek yogurt. I know a lot of people don't like the plain yogurt. It's going to be hidden in this here, so don't worry about baking with it. It's totally cool if you don't like the flavor. If not, use whatever kind you want. I would steer clear of the sweetened ones, though, because it's going to change the taste. Okay, and then also 2/3 cup of unsweetened applesauce, 1/2 cup of fat-free milk. I'm using a 25-calorie cashew milk, which does have 2 grams of fat in it. That's mine. And then 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour is also going in here. 1/3 cup of packed brown sugar. 1 teaspoon, over here we've got 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then over here I have 1/2 cup of egg substitute, like egg beaters, 2 tablespoons of molasses, and this is, I'm using blackstrap molasses. One thing about blackstrap molasses is, a very good thing, is potassium is 340 milligrams per tablespoon, so it's actually a good thing to have on hand. So I'm going to be using that, and I sprayed this cup lightly with oil spray so that it'll come out a little easier. I'm also using 1 tablespoon of olive oil. The recipe calls for canola oil, but I don't use canola oil. So 1 tablespoon of olive oil for me, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, let's get this party started. In a large bowl to start off with, I'm going to combine the bran, the yogurt, the applesauce, and the milk. And I'm going to let that stand for about 5 minutes. So I have that all in here. I'm just going to mix it up real good, let it sit for 5 minutes. All right, while that's marinating over here, I am going to add in another bowl my flour, my baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, and salt, and also my brown sugar. So more or less the other dry ingredients other than the bran. Another bowl here, I am going to add my egg substitute. I'm going to add my oil. What else? My vanilla flavoring, and then also my molasses. And I don't know, you know what, I thought it would come out of here a little easier than that. It's not sticking too bad. Maybe I need a little more oil in that. Yeah, actually I think that is working. Look at that. Most of it came out. Okay, and I'm just going to whip that around, and then we'll add it to our bran and yogurt mixture. In it goes into my bran mixture. I know it looks kind of unappetizing at this point, but it really smells good. All right, now I'm going to stir this wet ingredient into the dry ingredients until it's just moistened, so you don't want to over stir. All right, so it's in here, and this is how I'm stirring. I'm just folding it in over and over until I know that all the ingredients are combined and moistened. All right, I have lightly sprayed these muffin tins with extra virgin olive oil, and I usually put a coating of flour on here too and then pat it out, and then they just slip right out, but this time I didn't do that. I just stuck with the oil, and I filled them up to 2/3 of a way through each one. It should make about 1.5 dozen, and I'm going to slip it in my 400 preheated oven. Those are going to bake for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, there's a second recipe that's super easy I'm going to give to you, kind of a twofer here. And if you don't like cottage cheese, don't worry about it. I don't think it's going to bother you in this recipe, or you can use non-fat yogurt if you'd like to. But we're using peaches, cottage cheese, cream cheese, and a little sweetener, and I'll show you what we're going to do with this. Again, this recipe is coming out of the same book where the Bran recipes came from, and we're going to have creamy peaches, kind of a parfait here to go along with our Bran Muffins. Again, Taste of Home for a diabetes-friendly cookbook. So what we're going to do is, I have a can here of sliced peaches. What the recipe calls for is 15 ounces, so I'm not going to use quite all of this. This is 29 ounces here. And they want extra light syrup drained. This is in 100% juice. I'm going to drain that. And then 1.5 cups of the cottage cheese or the yogurt, if you're using yogurt, but I'm gonna use this. And then 4 ounces of the cream cheese cubed, and then sugar substitute equivalent to 1 tablespoon of sugar. I really have been liking this monk fruit sweetener. One of the reasons why is because it measures like sugar, but also it acts like sugar. So I can mix it with some cinnamon on cinnamon toast. It's crystallized like sugar, and the kids don't know that it's not sugar. I don't know that it's not sugar. I know, but it sure fools me. It's a really good sweetener, and I have to really recommend that. So let's get started with this. I'm draining my peaches. I've picked out a few of the pretty ones, and I'm slicing them up thinly so that I can use them as a garnish. I have put my drained peaches, my cottage cheese, which I only had like 1 cup of, so I had to substitute 1 more 1/2 cup of non-fat yogurt anyway. So that's in there. Typically you just want 1.5 cups of low-fat yogurt though, according to the recipe. Then when this gets nice and creamy and blended, I'm going to add in my cream cheese and my sugar substitute. And here we have a nice pretty little glass, and I'm just gonna pour this parfait in here. You should get about 4 servings out of this. And I'm going to stick a few of these peaches up on top just for garnish. I'm gonna lay them nice and pretty on top, and I'm gonna chill it until I'm ready to serve it. So if you want to really knock your socks off, you can add in a little bit of mango skinny syrup to this, and you can put a little dollop of light Cool Whip on, and you just feel like you're having a really indulgent Spa Weekend Breakfast Brunch. And here are the wonderful muffins just out of the oven, and as you can see, they are very soft and they are cooling here. So I'm going to have a couple of muffins. I'm going to have this wonderful, wonderful peach smoothie, whatever you want to call it, peach parfait. And I'm going to be under 300 calories. Okay, so I've got my wonderful macros here, protein, I've got fiber, I've got fullness, and I've got sweet. What a wonderful day to start a summer day. All right, I just realized I should give this a good taste test in front of you, right? So I'm going to take a bite of this. Okay, I can verify that they're nice and crispy on the outside, they're sweet on the inside, and they are moist, and they're delicious, and they're gonna make a great snack. So, I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast. I hope you do too. All right, I'm gonna taste this little peach parfait thingy here. Take my spoon in there, get a nice chunk. So creamy, people. Oh, I think you're gonna like this. Yum.
All right, so here we are. I hope you enjoy these recipes as much as I do. Once again, please go down to the description bar and check out all the other wonderful channels below. I'm really full. That was a really great breakfast, and I am going to keep those muffins in my arsenal for the future. They make a great snack, and the parfait, oh my goodness, it's just in time for summer. So anyway, all right guys, I will let you go for now. Hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.